Have you ever wondered why some people get out of pain really fast, even with an acute injury, while other people tend to struggle sometimes for years with chronic pain despite trying everything to heal? Hey, it's Alicia from MobilityMastery.com, and I want to talk to you about a really fascinating pattern that I've seen in my private practice and have personally experienced in my own body around this whole concept of people in pain, and some people get out of pain fast. Like in my office, some people get out of pain in one session, or 1 to 3, even if they've been in pain for years, and other people either take a long time or end up spinning their wheels despite, I said, trying everything, and I put it in quotations because I don't really believe any of us have tried everything. But what I mean is someone might have gone to see a physical therapist and a chiropractor and massage therapists and pain specialists and gotten the MRIs and been to their regular doctor and, on and on. And I've definitely worked with a lot of people who give me that long laundry list, including, everything acupuncturist to Chinese medicine, and some people have seen dozens and even multiple hundreds of practitioners, and they land on my doorstep. And then, of course, there are the people who've just seen a handful, but they're still spinning wheels and not getting out of pain. So I've noticed something over the years that I started to speak to with my clients, or by engaging them in conversation, I was, trying to find data for the theory that I was working with, and I kept getting data that backed it up. And that theory is that the people who get out of pain really fast are in integrity with themselves. And what I mean by this is, it doesn't mean they're perfect people and their lives are perfect, but by and large, their thoughts match their feelings, match who they're being in life, in their career, at home in their relationships, and in their sports and activities. And again, doesn't mean they're perfect, it doesn't mean they don't mess up, it doesn't mean they don't have arguments, right, in their relationships or anything like that. But for the most part, these people are living the life that they want to live for themselves, and they're mostly in integrity with who they know they are, and that their behavior in life and their activities match who they believe they are on the inside. Now, on the other side are the people maybe spinning wheels and struggling, and a lot of the time it's because there's some part of them that's out of alignment, not congruent. So maybe their thoughts aren't actually matching their emotions, or maybe they're ignoring kind of a warning signal inside that's getting their attention about one part of their life, but they're pretending to be something else. I know from personal experience that for a long time, I pretended to be fine on the outside, when really I was anything but. I was highly traumatized in my late teens and early 20s, but I had tried to convince myself that I could pretend it away. That if I just smiled enough, if I acted like other normal people, that it would just go away, this trauma that was haunting me. And of course, that's not how it works. So I was definitely out of integrity, right? My actions didn't match what was happening on the inside and how I really felt on the inside. And that was the period of my life where my knee pain got so bad that I couldn't run or hike. So I don't doubt that there's a correlation there between being out of integrity and then being in pain and not being able to do an activity that I wanted to do. Now, to illustrate what I'm talking about, I'm going to give a brief generalization of a couple clients that are coming to mind right now that I've worked with. And both of them that I'm thinking of were sharing what was happening in their mind and in their heart around their marriage with me, but they weren't talking to their wives. So they were holding a lot of tension in their body. So again, I'm not a therapist and I'm not trying to act like one with clients, but we're actually using the body to kind of like tug at these threads of integrity and find out what is their body holding onto for them that maybe it needs to let go of to get out of pain, for example. So Very different pain issues with these two people I'm thinking of, but similar kind of pattern of being terrified to talk to a really important person in their life about what was happening in their mind and in their heart. And it was creating a lot of systemic tension in their body that wasn't moving out despite a lot of fascial release. So that is one example of being out of integrity. Knowing, you have these feelings that you want to share with someone, but not taking the steps to make it happen. Your body's going to end up carrying that tension around everywhere you go, including when you work out. And then when you work out, you're going to be winding up that fascia even more than if you were relaxed while doing so. Now, I just have to say, there is more to this. I'm kind of simplifying it for the purpose of this video. We can talk about nervous system patterns related to this and our beliefs, right? So if someone is in integrity and they find a modality that makes sense to their brain, they believe it's going to work, whether it's me or surgery or anything, they're still going to get out of pain really fast. And then in this other camp, if you're not in integrity and you're not finding modalities that make sense to you, that can help you actually, make conscious what's unconscious, then you're going to have a harder time getting out of pain. So if you're in camp 1 and you feel like you're mostly in integrity with yourself and you're dealing with physical pain, then the primary thing you need to do is find the root cause and address that at the physical level, and you should get out of pain really fast. And of course, I have a lot of videos here on Mobility Mastery, either the YouTube channel or the blog. You could search it by body part or pain pattern, like back pain or plantar fasciitis. Find some solutions there to help you. And if you're in camp 2 and you've been struggling with pain for a long time, despite trying a lot of things that maybe from the outside should work, they look like they should work, or they feel like they should work, but you're still struggling, then I want to lovingly challenge you to get really honest with yourself about how you're moving through life and whether you're doing so with personal integrity. And I say lovingly challenge you because I totally understand from a personal perspective how difficult this can be. Sometimes we don't want to admit the truth. We don't want to actually see how bad it really is. And I guess I just want to say, often the fear of how bad it's going to be is worse and keeping us in something worse than really being honest and admitting what's happening. I know for me, the turning point that changed my whole life around, sent me on a trajectory of healing and getting in integrity with myself, was the day I wrote in a journal at 24, I'm utterly traumatized. My whole nervous system relaxed. So finally I was speaking the truth. My body knew my truth, but I had been trying to operate on top of it, and thus I was out of integrity. So being willing to name the truth and feel the truth and look at it squarely and confront yourself that way is the number one step to coming back into integrity with yourself. So I would challenge you to do that and try to zoom out with as much loving objectivity as you can. Look at your life, look at your thoughts and your feelings and where you might be pretending versus being authentic, even if it's just within yourself, right? I'm not even talking yet about going out and talking to other people or sharing your truth with other people, but first you have to do it with yourself. So stop bullshitting yourself, get honest, and admit the truth to yourself first. That's where you have to start to gain that personal integrity back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a takeaway, then please share it in the comments below. If you're struggling in any of these areas and you want accountability and support, please share below this video. I'm sure other people will get inspired to know that they're not the only ones. I think we all struggle with this to some degree at some point in our lives, being in integrity or out of integrity. So share below. I'll be in the comments talking to you guys. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.